We always tend to focus on what could change, and what could be the important theme or sector which could emerge as we wrap out of 2017 to 2018. But let me rephrase my next question slightly differently. As a theme, as a business, as an idea, what do you think will extend itself in 2018 as well? A pocket or a stock where you currently are invested and you still feel that despite the recent run-up, the best is yet to come?
The best is yet to come means about India and its economy is true. See, stock market has got a different dynamism. Now the markets have been sailing through all these cautions and people talking predicting doom days and all those kind of things. So that is more interesting for investing, in fact. And now 2018 as a calendar year, I feel it is going to be more challenging for the Sensex and Nifty perhaps. But at the same time, a lot of people will be again disappointed. The so-called people who are cautioning in the last 1 year, they will be again disappointed next year when they see numbers coming up. There will be much better than expected quarterly numbers from a lot of companies and markets in general, and the stock price may not, move up accordingly. It will be reluctant because market always has got a tendency to discount in advance. That is why, despite all this cautioning, all these troubles, all these earning challenges, and many other economic challenges, the markets have been continuously going up. And now this 2018, I don't think, Nifty or Sensex can move up beyond 10 to 15%. That's what I feel. But that is because of the structure of the main indexes. But otherwise, again, stock pickers is going to have good times. And so I think last year we had around 80%, yet to be finalized, the figures. This calendar year we had around 80% return for my PMS clients, all of them put together on an average. So now next year, I don't think something like that can be achieved. I'll be very happy if we could make 35-40% return in 2018, while index goes up by 10 to 15%.
Porinju, you're seen as the eternal bull in the market. Are you sounding circumspect about the prospects of the market outperforming in 2018? That would be a major headline for all your followers.
It is again the theme. I just want investors to really understand the significance of the changing India. People are bored with this word, changing India. But it is very, very significant for equity investors for at least next 2-3 years' time. Because we changed a lot economically in 2016 and 17, the fruits of which in the corporate earnings is going to come in 2018. That's very, very significant. Even some of the CEOs themselves will be surprised to see the earnings growth in their own companies, positive surprise. Our finance minister could be surprised looking at some of the quarterly numbers of GDP. So this is, it's a huge structural change. It has been unprecedented in terms of the economic reforms and actions by the government. See, India needs to grow significantly faster and higher in many pockets of the economy. So that is something we have initiated first time since independence in a big way. See, people all talk about 1991 reforms. Nikunj, I don't feel it's a comparable thing. In 1991, it was compulsive forces on the country which played. The government, anybody was the finance minister or prime minister had to do that. We had no choice. But today, the government had a choice, but still they were willing to take very strong and hard decisions for the long-term good for the country, for the economy, and for the investing community, for everybody. Government is trying to make equal opportunity for every citizen. I really appreciate this and the economic impact of this. The way investors can create wealth during this period of transformation, it's going to be amazing. So that is the big picture on India.
Porinju, firstly, Aisha here. Good morning and thank you so much for joining in today. You know, it's been a tough day for us as we come live from the Motilal Oswal office premises. There's been a major fire in Kamala Mills where our offices are stationed, where you've joined us so many times. You know, we've been grieving the loss of lives as well at the Kamala Mills fire. So thank you really for, you know, joining in today at this tough moment, Porinju. Firstly, on the onset. Secondly, Porinju, you know, holding companies, I recall, was your big theme for 2017. And there was a long list of names that you've talked about, starting off with Zuari, there was the Nahar Group, there was Kalyani, there was Bengal in Assam, there was BBTC, Forbes, and all these stocks have grown multi-folds for you in 2017. I understand that your current holding is only in Bengal and Assam, but I want you to stick your neck out, Porinju, and identify that one big theme, that one big trend, which you think is going to gain even in 2018, irrespective of a muted market scenario. And muted, as I say, is only relative to what we've already seen in the year gone by.
And, you know, this all, I don't know whether it's indicating to some non-compliance. See, that's one aspect of India. India has to improve in compliance, not only in building or in construction and in infrastructure, all aspects of economy. India has a lot of room to grow, a lot of need to get complied and go formal and, you know, very systematic about it. So that also is indicating into some kind of economic, the further potential for the economic growth. Now, coming back to the themes, you're right. Holding companies was one of the big theme I had in mind, and I discussed with you guys many times. And, you know, the many stocks like BBTC, the Bombay, Burma, Bengal and Assam, India Telelinga, we are still holding in portfolio management. You know, many of these Vardhaman, all these industry groups, Kalyani, Pilani, or Nahar, Suwari, all those people. The holding companies have really shot up 100, 150, 200 and 250% in 1 year, 2017. And even the Forbes, the latest move was amazing to see. Just in 5-6 months, the stock moved from 1,400 to 5,000. So that's a kind of opportunities in this country. See, Future Group was under theme, which, if you remember, I was so many times I have been discussing last year. They all went up by 2, 3, 4 times.
Only based on market behavior. And if I look at the market behavior, you know, I'm just getting a sense that everyone is on the same side of the boat. You know, the way small and mid-cap stocks are flying, one would argue that the word value is missing, and now it's pure momentum or maybe liquidity which is doing the trick. Would you agree with this broad assessment?
No, it's completely wrong, Nigunj. It is not the liquidity and that, you know, see, people are, especially the bookish kind of people, they have read such kind of things in the past. They might have been quoting Peter Lynch and Warren Buffett or Charlie Munger. You know, people have to be more understanding. Come to see what's happening in this country. Why people are cautioning about this bubble in the small caps, mid caps, and, you know, all the highly educated, less knowledgeable people are talking it. That is something very interesting, in fact. See, small caps and mid caps, why some people are averse to that? These are the ones, some of them go into the large cap and mega cap later. All these big companies, what you see today as the mega caps or large caps, they had a past. They have grown from that kind of infancy or youthhood, you know. So it's foolishness, it's stupidity to say you ignore the small caps and mid caps. I am very excited. Now, Aisha was asking for a theme for next year, 2018. I am telling you, India, if somebody is brilliant to make big money, the biggest theme is that change, the transformational changes in the small and mid cap companies with the relevant businesses going forward. And this so this biggest change happening in the management perception, that is going to make you, earn big money. The so-called chore companies or unprofessionally managed companies, when they turn around, when they become professional, when they start respecting the minority shareholders, that is going to create huge wealth in terms of equity. So I would say, as a question to the answer to the question of Aisha, the small companies and mid caps in this country, which are turning around in terms of management quality and management perception, they are going to create the biggest wealth. You see, last year, I talked about Bombay dyeing from 50, 60 rupees. What is the price today of Bombay dyeing? Everybody had written it off. If you see, the biggest gains happened in the small and mid-cap segment in the last 1 year was the not so-called professional management. And they are trying to become professional. They are changing the attitude towards minority shareholders. Such companies, a lot of them have grown 100%, 200%, and some of them 3 and 4 times in this just 1 year. So there are much more money to be made for the next 2-3 years in this small and mid-cap segment where the companies are turning around.
Right. Porinju, let's talk about some of your high conviction investments. I believe you have taken a 4% stake in GVK Power. There is, of course, that investment that you made in Tata Global Beverages. Talk about some of your high conviction ideas and how do you see the businesses performing into 2018? Because a large part of this rally that we've seen in 2017 is premised on the fact that earnings growth will come back for a lot of key businesses, especially the investment-led themes. Is that your view too?
Yeah, basically, when you say Tata Global, I was talking about Hindustan Sanitary, the HSIL, and many of these even the companies what we call industry leaders, which used to be in the mid caps because of and they are the companies which are giving, which are indicating maximum potential to grow in this country. Now GVK is, you're right, I'm holding around 6% of GVK in portfolio management, and personally. We are making a bet on this company, and because some of the infrastructure companies which may have not so clean and not so healthy balance sheet today, but if they have got execution capabilities, India is offering them great opportunities going forward. Much better than we had at the best of times in the past, maybe 10 years ago. So we are envisaging so much of projects, especially the large projects, in various aspects of infrastructure, the airport or railways, or you say the bridges and roads, the ports, the inland waterways. You take every aspect of infrastructure in India. It is very simple, common sense to understand. We have a long way to go. We are going to spend lakhs of crores in infrastructure, and which is imperative now. We have to do that. We have no choice. So which companies are going to benefit from these? Which companies have the execution capabilities? Which companies with a strained balance sheet but who are going to be survivors? See, if you identify a bad company which may or may not survive with a too much strained balance sheet, you can ignore them. Don't go for every company with a strained balance sheet. So you have to use a lot of common sense and wisdom in selecting these kind of companies, which is applicable to every industry perhaps. But in coming to infrastructure, it's very challenging kind of a space. You have to be extra smart to pick a winner in that space.